Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we shall discuss about salts. If I ask you what is salt, the thing which comes to your mind is salt is formed when acid and base reacts with each other in the neutralization reaction. This will come to your mind, which is correct. Yes, salt is formed when acid and base reacts in neutralization reaction. As a result, acid and base both are gets neutralized and water and salt is formed in the reaction. That is correct. But what is the definition of salt? What is salt? So salt is basically a compound which is composed of two parts or two ions, a positive part which is called a cation and a negative part which is an anion. So let me write the definition of salt in the board, and this is a request to all of you that you should also copy the definition in your notebooks along with me, because separately there will be no notes given. Whichever is taught in the class itself, that one only you have to copy in your notebooks. So now I am going to write down the definition in the board which you have to copy. This is the definition of salt. So the definition says salts are ionic compounds made up of positively charged ions inside the bracket cation and negatively charged ions inside the bracket anions, full stop. Then in the solid state, these ions are held together by electrostatic force of attraction. So this is the definition of salt. How salt is formed, we know. It is formed in the reaction between an acid and a base. We know that when acid and base react, they give us water and salt. This is how salt are formed. This is the formation process, and this is the definition of salt. Let's take example, very common example actually. So let's take HCl, which is hydrochloric acid, plus NaOH, which is sodium hydroxide. Both are strong acid and strong base. So when they react, first of all, it will give us water, we all know, since this is a neutralization reaction. So HCl plus NaOH will give us H2O plus NaCl. This NaCl is called salt, and NaCl has one more name. It is also known as common salt, which is very easily available in the salt water. So NaCl is a salt, and it exactly fits the definition of the salt. How? So the definition says salts are ionic compounds made up of positively charged ions or cations and negatively charged ions or anions. So if we break down NaCl, then we can see two components of the salt, which are Na plus and of course Cl minus. This Na plus is called cation and this Cl minus is called anion, and both of them are very strongly held together by electrostatic force of attraction. Okay, and one more characteristic of the salts are when you dissolve them in water, they will dissolve very easily. Okay, so in the solid state, in the solid form, it is not very easy to dissociate them or to break them apart, but when you dissolve them in water, they will very easily break down and they will be separated into a cation and an anion. So we can see two components, the cation and the anion, and the cation and the anion both are held together by strong electrostatic force of attraction. Why they are called electrostatic force of attraction? Because they are like the opposite pole. This is the positive sign, this is the negative sign, and whenever we have two different poles, two different symbols, each like this one, plus and minus, then there exists a very strong force of attraction which is called electrostatic force of attraction. So in the next chapter, I believe, in chemical bonding, you will come to know about how these compounds formed and what are the different kind of bonds that exist between the compounds. Okay, so there you will come to know about covalent bonding, then ionic bonding, then coordination bonding, etc. You will also come to know that covalent bonds are formed when there is sharing of what? Sharing of electrons. And ionic bonds or these ionic compounds are formed when cation and anions are formed. And these cations and anions are formed because of complete exchange, complete losing or complete gaining of electrons. Unlike covalent bonding, this ionic bonding does not share electron. In covalent bonding, the electrons are shared. Okay, there will be a sharing of electron. However, in this kind of compounds, there is no sharing, but there is complete transfer of electron. So this positive symbol means there is a shortage of electron, and that shortage of electron is due to the electron being transferred to the chlorine, and this chlorine gaining a negative charge. Okay, so that is why I have written positive and negative. So this positive means shortage of electron, and this negative means excess of electron. And since they are oppositely charged, there will be a strong electrostatic force of attraction between them. You can pause the video at this point of time now, and you can note down the whole definition, including this particular example as well. So earlier I noticed that there was a reflection here, so this line may not be clear. So now I have switched off the light, and now I think it is visible. Now you can note it down easily. Let me write one more example actually. So 2 example will be good. So this is the first example, and here we have the second example. And in the second example, we will write HNO3. You should know the name of this acid. This is nitric acid. And along with nitric acid, let's take KOH, and this is potassium hydroxide. So when potassium hydroxide and nitric acid reacts, it is also a kind of neutralization reaction. So first product is obviously water. So we will have water here. H2O, and along with H2O, we will also have a salt, and this time the salt will be KNO3. So this K will combine with this NO3, and this H will combine with the OH to give us water. So this is called potassium nitrate. This is a salt. Obviously, if we split it up again, then we can have K plus and NO3 minus. K plus and NO3 minus. Here also we can see 2 components, a cation and an anion. So I hope the definition of salt is clear now. Now we will move to the next topic, which is classification of salt. Okay, so while talking about classification of salt, there are actually different kind of classifications, but here we will focus mainly on the classification based on their pH. Okay, their pH values. So actually salts can be divided as basic salt, then acidic salt, then double salt, etc. And when we talk about classification based on pH, then we have to consider the acid and bases which are reacting with each other to give a particular salt. We know that salts are formed when acid and bases react. Okay, acids and bases will react, and this will give us the salt. But the question is, what kind of acid and bases are reacting with each other? We know that acids can be of strong, higher strength, lower strength. Similarly, bases can be also strong or weak. Okay, so depending on what kind of acid and bases are reacting with each other, the resulting salt will be affected, will be influenced. So for example, if we take one very strong acid and if we combine or if we mix the strong acid with a weak base, then what will happen? Then also the neutralization reaction will proceed, water will be formed and a salt will be formed. But this time the salt which has resulted between the reaction of strong acid and weak base will be of some different character. Here this particular salt NaCl or this salt KNO3, they are the result of, or they are the product of reaction between two similarly matched acid and bases. Similarly matched, that means their strengths are almost similar. This is also strong, this is also strong, this is also strong, this is also strong. So strong acid will cut away the effects of strong base, or you can say strong base will neutralize the effects of strong acid. So the resulting salt will be neutral. It will not have any acidic or basic character at all. It will be a neutral salt. But when the salt is resulted because of reaction between a strong acid and a weak base, then the resulting salt will be a bit different from this type of salt. Okay, these are the neutral salts. But since we are talking about a reaction between strong acid and weak base, the resulting salt will be of slightly acidic nature. Since it is the product of strong acid and weak base, so the resultant salt or the resulting salt will be of slightly acidic character. Similarly, when we talk about weak acid and strong base, the resulting salt will be of slightly basic character. So it depends on what kind of acid and bases are reacting with each other. So if we classify the salts on the basis of pH, we have three different classes, which are namely acidic salt, basic salt and neutral salt. Okay, so example of neutral salt is already given. So right now what I am going to do is I will write down the classification of the salts on the basis of their pH, and along with the definition or the classes, I will also write down a few examples. So you have to note that down as well. These are the classification or type of salts depending on their pH. First of all, we have this one, neutral salt, and neutral salt are salt of strong acid and strong base, and they have typically pH equal to 7. For example, we have NaCl, we have KCl and NaNO3. So these are example of neutral salt. Neutral salt have a pH between pH equal to 7. Next we have with us are the acidic salt, and acidic salts are the salt of strong acid and weak base, and they have pH less than 7, because we know that for acidic substances the pH ranges from 1 up to 4 or 6 up to 4 or 5. So here I have written one equation for you in order to understand. So here you can see this is sulfuric acid, and sulfuric acid is a strong acid, and whereas its counterpart, the base, is a weak base. We have ammonium hydroxide. So when a strong acid and a weak base reacts, it gives us water and this particular salt known as ammonium sulfate, and this ammonium sulfate is slightly acidic in nature. Okay, so the third number we have basic salt with us, and basic salt are the salt of strong base and weak acid, and they have pH more than 7. Here also I have written one example, one reaction for you. So we have carbonic acid, and along with carbonic acid we have sodium hydroxide, and carbonic acid is weak acid, whereas sodium hydroxide is a strong base. And when weak acid and strong base reacts, obviously it will give us water, and along with water we will have one salt, and this salt is slightly basic in nature. So we have three different classes of salt depending on their pH. Okay.